Hello everyone. I thought it was about time that I had a go with some of the goodies that I got in my mystery bag from Gummiapan UK. Honestly, what a bargain. So this is the card I made, and what I thought at the outset was, how many of the things that came in the mystery bag could I combine to make one card? So this is a bit of a conglomeration. It's got a few other bits, but I thought I'd just show you how I went about doing it. So this is basically mystery bag and painted pigment powders. So let's have a look and see what I've got here. This box is my box of yet unused dies from Gummiapan. All the stamps that I've got from Gummiapan, I have to keep them in the packets because some of them are so tiny I'd never find them. Plus, I think my Gummiapan stencils are in here as well. I also have 2 files of Gummiapan dies that have been used at least once. One's got 11 sheets in and the other one's got about 4. So I'm doing well. I'm getting on well with Gummiapan. So first thing I did was to cut one of these. Scrap of paper it looks like, doesn't it? This was from the advent calendar. So I decided to cut it in black. And I thought, well, what can I put on my piece of paper, whatever it is? So there's these two stamps. They were out of the mystery bag. Got those on 2 blocks there. These 2 stamps, again, from the mystery bags, like a postmark, and some dots. So those as well. That's that one. This one, I can't remember if I bought this or if it was in the mystery bag. It says, "Life is too short not to believe in magic." So I thought that would be quite nice to have a little stamp of as well. I had this die in my mystery bag, and I had this die in my mystery bag. This was one of 2. The other one is similar, just smaller, and it's kind of like a paper clip, really. So I thought I would use that, and I thought I would use that. Put all this lot out of the way. I will obviously need all these to put my stamps away afterwards. And what I did was to colour it with pigment powders from Indigo Blue. My favourite. So that's that. This I already had. It's a background stamp of random letters. A few little leaf dies. These were freebies that come, you know, when you order something from Gummiapan, you get a little freebie every time. This is a Gummiapan sentiment, says hello. I did try making an butterfly as well, but by the time I'd done it, the butterfly was kind of just too much, so that's gone by the wayside. I'm not going to do that. And I did also wonder about whether I would put these like crazy crackle things into the background, but I didn't bother with that either. So we'll go ahead and I'll just show you what I did. So first of all was to stamp these 2 flower stamps and emboss them in gold. So there we go. Somewhere, and I know not where, I've got a brush anti-static tool. I don't know what's happened to it. Things magically disappear. We've got elves in this house, I think. They creep in the dead of night and they make off with stuff and things. So it makes me cross. Anyway, let's put these on. I'll put the long one on first with Versamark. Here's my Versamark. All handily within arm's reach. Okay. There's my first, and I put it on the left hand side because it's longest. Okay, it's hanging over the edge, but that's great. Okay, so now I think I'm going to emboss that before I stamp the other one. just in case I mess things up. Let's put that out of the way. That just went onto my crafting table, my cutting table, if anybody's interested, from the photographs that I've been posting on Facebook. You can have a nose around my craft space. I've been taking pictures and gradually putting them onto Facebook. Isn't that sweet? Right, I just put a bit more on just to make sure. So pretty. I've got a little bit of tidying up to do, but won't take me a moment. Put the top back on this. Use it again in a minute. But just down here, there's kind of an extra line. Let me get a little tiny brush. This one will, oh, this is a bit small. Oh, this one. There we go, and it's gone. There's a bit there. Okay, I'm just going to heat set this and I'll whiz it fast. It's gorgeous, isn't it? Absolutely gorgeous. Now the other one. I sometimes actually, I've got a little IKEA, very cheap folding table that I sometimes put up beside me when I'm doing videos, so that I want to try and get rid of something, I've got somewhere to put it down so I don't have to put everything on the floor. Okay, this one about there, I would think. I didn't put more anti-static on, but hopefully it'll be okay. Okay, let's do this one. Put this out of the way for the minute. Hope it's okay. Piece of paper and gold embossing. This is Wow embossing powder. This again, I've got a little trolley to my right. The picture of that, this side of me, will be coming round soon when I actually work my way around the room, so you can see where everything is. Let's just pop this back in the pot, and then we can heat set. Okay, I'll be quick. There we go. Now the next thing I did was to colour these. Just going to wipe up here. There we go. And the way I coloured them was with a small brush and pigment powders. And for the two flowers, I used these two pinks, and I used grungy gold for the stems. And the way I used it this time was as a paint. So got out a palette. Here's my palette. Grungy gold appears different colours on different backgrounds. If I was doing this on white, it would be very green, but on black rather, it turns out more gold. So this is the bit from the grungy gold here. So sort of water. There we are. I'm just going to paint up the stem. And what's more, I'm going to just take it up a little bit further into the base of the petals. I'm going to do the same with both flowers. Just a little bit into the base of the petals. There we go. Now this one I did with the paler of the two pinks. I'll put the lid back on this for the moment. We'll be using it again later. So the paler of the two pinks. So that's this one here. And to wet my brush again, dip it into the powder and mix up. Now any that's left in this particular little part of the palette will dry, but it can be reactivated with water at a later stage. So you can actually build up a whole sort of cake or pan of colour if you wish. So this one is the pale one, and I'm going to start from the tips here and come down to join in with the bit I put at the bottom first of all. And oops, what a mistake to make. Went into the wrong colour there, didn't I? Okay. Just blending that into there. It's lovely stuff, this luscious powder. Absolutely luscious. Alright, I'll do the other ends. You can change the effect by the amount of water that you add with the pigment. So the more pigment you add, the more opaque it becomes. So if it's very watery, it's much more translucent. I need to drop more water actually to make it spread more easily. Isn't it pretty? Hope you can see this. Okay. It wouldn't actually matter if I went over the lines a bit, because I'm going to do a bit of over stamping and stuff like that. Okay, so that is my pale pink. The other one I used a deeper pink. This one's called Unicorn Tears. Oh, I say. This one's called Rose. Rose, okay. And this is the palette I used for Rose. Okay. Really should have 2 pots of water, but still, never mind. So this is my Rose. Isn't it lovely? Just look. The effect is gorgeous. On the black, I think it's gorgeous. Really lovely. There we go. It doesn't much matter if you go on to the gold, actually. It will cover it a little, but not completely. Right, we've put that one away. And the only other thing I did was the like stameny bits. And I think for that one, I used this Rapunzel, which is that one there. So let's just do that again with these. A little bit of powder into my palette. Drop more water. Oops. Wasn't very clever, was it? Okay. I'm not going to wash these out, obviously, as I said before, because you can, oops, reactivate them. Put my glasses on for this. Just a dot. It's lovely. There we go. Isn't that gorgeous? Right, now, lid can go on that. This can go away. And we're going to do a bit of stamping now. I'm still going to be using Versamark. So, here's our little dots. I'm just going to straighten that up with the block so I know that it's going to be, which sort of orientation it's going to be in when I put it on. So I'm just going to stamp this as I did before, sort of here and there. So I'll put a bit here. And I think I had a little bit at the top. That way. There. And to colour this, I used the grungy gold again. But this time, because I've stamped in Versamark, I'm going to use a dry brush. So here's my dry brush. Just pop it into the powder and just rub over the Versamark, and it's going to pick up that colour. Okay. And any excess you can just swiffer away. I don't know what the word is. Like that. Okay, let's keep going with a bit of stamping, shall we? How about this postmark one? A nice bit of postmark. Doesn't matter really where this goes, to be honest. You can just have a bit of fun. Let's put it here. And we have another one. About there. And for that one, I actually used a different green. This one is copper green. Again, with my dry brush. Make sure it's fairly clean. Where did I put it? There? There it is. I just love pigment powders. Just love it. Okay. And we've got this little stamp that says, what did it say? Life's too short not to believe in magic, or something like that. Something like that, I believe. All right, let's just put a bit more on. Make sure I get this the right way up. That's the right way up. And somewhere else, I think we'll put another one of these on. I think I use the same green for this. That one's upside down. Good old Christy. Well done. This one is upside down. So we'll have to do a little bit of jiggery pokery for that, won't we? Just to... Oh, Lord. Trust me. Trust me. I don't know. Gosh. Here, I'd cut one of the hellos and I'd put some really cheap double-sided tape on the back. And if you have really cheap double-sided tape, when you start to try and get the letters off, it sticks and it gets in a right old pickle. So it's better to get reasonable quality, I think, of that. In the end, I did it here, plain card, and used my micro dots for it. So let me just cut this clip thing out. I'll show you how it kind of works. I wonder how many people spotted me doing that upside down. Some people have really sharp eyes, I have to say. They're so quick to spot if I'm going to make a boo-boo, which I do all the time, sadly. Now, can I do anything about this? I don't know. I really don't know. What shall I do about that? I'll think of something. Oh, I know what I've got. I've got this. This is just alphabet stamps. Random letters. So let me just see what we can do with this. We could have one going about there. Right. And that might do for that. Let's have the tail end of it up near the top. Okay. Let's have that. What should we do with that one in? Let's try Rapunzel. I haven't used Rapunzel for highlighting, have we? Oh. Well, that's hidden a little bit of that, hasn't it? Because oh dear, I should take more attention, pay more attention. That one was pressed too hard. Okay, let's just cut some of these out. This is lovely dye, actually. I was really pleased with this. It's much more fragile looking when it's actually cut out compared to looking at the dye, obviously, because the dye is a lot wider than the actual. Look at that, isn't that lovely? Absolutely fabulous. All right, let's have another one. There we go. Oops, ink's falling down at me. Right, what I did with these actually was to put a bit of gilding wax on. Can you see that? Only on one of them I did it, just on one. So let's just try that now. Sort this little lot out. There we are. Right, get my little applicator. Right. It just helps the black to show up against the black if it's got a little highlight of gold on it. Somebody asked me if gilding wax rubs off, if it has to be set, but it doesn't come off. Once it's on, it's on. Perhaps I'll put some on this one as well, on this one. Not sure how it's going to work out, but we'll see. There we are. Just give my fingers a wipe. It's a lot of fun, this, and we're just having a play, seeing what comes out, really. So I don't need to put this all together because this one you've seen what it's like all together, but try and have it that way somehow this time. And this is just like a bit like a paper clip, so you'd put that bit behind and that bit in front like that just to hold it down. So if we have it kind of like this, there we go. Now, as for these little things, these, as I said, were just the freebies from when you get an order. They always put a little present in. And so I just cut some tiny little leaves and scattered them about. So I've got room on this bit here. It's only tiny. They're so tiny. I thought these were the same at first, but they're facing different directions. Okay. What I haven't done on this is put any embossing paste or anything like that on, but with any sort of mixed media, you can just put whatever you like on it. Absolutely whatever you like. So there's a little leaf, and here's a little leaf. So let's pop these two on, shall we? Oh, this one. Oh dear, that's the one that's got it's got some of the double-sided on the back. Okay, is that one the double-sided? No, that one hasn't. So we can put a bit of glue on that. So to put the these on, what I did was this: put a little bit of glue on the back of these, just a tad, just to anchor it a little way. I don't necessarily want them stuck down flat, so just a little will do. I'm going to put this on first by attaching it to the back. So a little of my tape runner, like that, that can attach it to the back, so it's in its place there. Let's have it there. And now I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on this side of here. I do like this applicator from Sticks To. I think it's lovely. So that's going to go kind of there. This one is going to go sort of like this. And then what I did was pop down that and put on a weight. And that is kind of it, really. Put these on the magnet a moment so I don't lose them. So it's a question of having a play. Luscious powder can be mixed with water and used as a paint. It can be used to highlight embossing. It can be used to colour Versamark. So, you know, it's wonderfully versatile stuff. So just have a bit of fun. So this one is all, well, it will be ready once that's set to go on the front of another card. So there you go. Have a bit of fun and, you know, play with what you've got. You may not have Luscious, you may have mica, you may have, I don't know, Nouveau shimmers, all sorts. There's lots of different kinds. Have a play, see what you can do. And whatever you do, have a bit of fun. Please subscribe, please give us a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.